David without her partners in exile. There's no Ice Cold, there's no Exodus. Quite an interesting statement she's making out by coming to the ring herself. One has to wonder, is Exile really together still?
Well, the last time we saw them, everything that we saw would lead the answer to be no. They're not together. Genesis may, in fact, now be on her own.
She might just be, David, and this could be the very first step in defining herself as a singles competitor.
And her opponent from Dallas, Texas, Stephie Slays.
Stephie Slays, check out the new outfit, David.
Stephie Slays returns to WOW Women of Wrestling tonight from Dallas, Texas. Here she is.
David, I know all of us are proud to have seen Stephie Slays grow up here at WOW Women of Wrestling. Coming here just as a 17-year-old. I believe her parents had to sign the paperwork, if I'm not mistaken, David.
You're right. Her mother, Carla, had to come in and sign the paperwork for her to enter the WOW Training School. And little did she know, her daughter, some 10 years later, would be here in the WOW ring, competing still. And right now, she's going to have her hands full against Genesis, who's got a chip on her shoulder.
Genesis wasting no time attacking Stephie Slays, who's grabbing the side of her head as Genesis hammers away with a series of shots. Stephie Slays goes for a pinfall attempt, but Genesis seems very intent on sending a message. Arm drag from Stephie Slays, 2 in a row now, but Genesis is going to have to work hard because Stephie Slays is also here to prove her point.
Yes, indeed. Stephie Slays whipping in Genesis into the ropes, takes her down with a forearm smash.
Stephie Slays seems to be up a step, if you will, explosive in her shoulder tackle to Genesis, and now the clothesline to the inside. Stephie Slays in control of this matchup so far, David.
Stephie whipped into the turnbuckles. Genesis rushes her. Nobody home. Kicked by Stephie through the second rope into the midsection of Genesis. Now Stephie Slays takes her, but reversed by Genesis.
A great showing so far. Leapfrog attempt by Genesis, but Stephie Slays answers back with the crossbody. Stephie Slays is on fire tonight, David.
She's putting it together right now. Stephie Slays showing what it's all about from Dallas, Texas, but she rushed, and there Genesis caught her with that boot to the face.
Just the one boot to the face from Genesis. I don't think she got all she wanted, but she certainly sent Stephie Slays down by snapping that neck on that steel cable, the top rope. Snapping the neck of Stephie Slays, and now using the bottom rope for even more torture. And Genesis using that full 5 count to her advantage as official Paige Prince-Avali counts her down now. Once again, Genesis bending the rules, but you can see the confidence on her face, David. I don't think that Genesis was taking Stephie Slays seriously in the early goings of this matchup, and that could have been a major mistake for her, David.
Well, Genesis almost grabbed the 3 count right there, but the fans who had been yelling Stephie, Stephie had given her the energy to kick out.
And there we see the X-choke, David, is what Genesis calls it. Still hearkening back to her days as the leader of Exile, but we mentioned it before, a pattern of disappointment in Exile. Seems like the group is disbanded. We can only assume that at this point, but nonetheless, you can see the look on Genesis' face, trying to hold on to Stephie Slays, but Stephie Slays using her power. And Genesis uses the hair of Stephie Slays to pull Slays back down. Flair-like knee drop, shooting up the X, and Genesis connects with that leg drop. Genesis now, I think she's allowed some of that frustration to slow down, to go to the side, and she's now focused a little bit more on Stephie Slays. Question that I have in my mind now as she charges and misses is who is Abilene defending the championship against tonight, Dave? Stephie Slays now, head full of steam. The flying chops, a signature maneuver of Stephie Slays. And now Stephie Slays charges the corner. Going for it, could we see it connect? The monkey flip sends Genesis Genesis isn't careful, this could be very close to the end. Stephy Slays has been training her hardest down in Texas, and it certainly is showing out right now. It's paying off as she has Genesis in the front face lock. Genesis stomps on the boot of Stephy Slays. Genesis hooks the legs of Slays now. Wait a second.
She uses the ropes as leverage.
Leverage from the ropes. Genesis putting her feet on the bottom ropes and steals a victory.
Stephie Slays gave it a valiant try, but Genesis using the ropes as leverage to get the pin.